Damn, I got in a lot of trouble over this on Twitter. I pointed out that Libs of TikTok is several years late to the Paranormal Park debacle. That this is yet another very queer Netflix cartoon. There are lots of queer Netflix cartoons, and now that conservatives, mainstream conservatives, have been made aware of their existence, now it's a problem. Now everybody wants to boycott Netflix. But this show actually came and went like a fart in the wind. It was, I think, greenlit in like 2018 or 2020. It debuted in 2022. It was canceled after about 6 months. So it's just like, it's just wild. I've got feelings about this. I think that one, I'm a little angry because we've been covering this stuff for years, and people told us that we're wasting our time, shouldn't cover this stuff, shouldn't talk about it, shouldn't talk about how weird it is that Netflix Shira is basically just a gay Tumblr fanfic now. So we cover it. This era of cartoons has more or less passed. We got all kinds of backlash for years, right? And now everything's pretty much over. I think Netflix is kind of pivoting back, and now all of a sudden, conservatives have realized that these shows exist. I'm just like, where have you been? See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, they don't pay attention to what's actually going on with pop culture, and until it's too late, until it's in their face, until it's on Fox News, and that's so weird. It's so weird to see. Yeah, so we'll talk about this now. It's leading to Netflix stock cratering. And yeah, so this is coming from Variety. Dead End Paranormal Park creator receiving homophobic and anti-Semitic emails after Elon Musk says cancel Netflix due to show's trans character. Again, this show has been canceled due to low viewership. It's been canceled for like 3 or 4 years now. It's just, it's crazy that they're just finding this out. Hamish Steele, who said some pretty crappy things, I guess, about Charlie Kirk, which is what I think kind of set this off. The creator of Netflix's animated series Dead End Paranormal Park, canceled, has been posting his thoughts on Blue Sky as conservatives on X call for people to cancel their Netflix accounts due to the show featuring a trans character. The Netflix original streamed for 20 episodes across 2 seasons. Again, 10 episodes is Netflix season in 2022. While Netflix canceled it in 2023, they already knew. They knew nobody was going to watch this show, right? They already knew. A clip of the protagonist, Barney Gutman, saying he's transgender during the show's second episode has resurfaced on X in recent days via accounts such as Gays Against Groomers and Libs of TikTok. Again, Libs of TikTok just realized Gwar exists last week. Yeah, so it's very weird to see this because it's like clearly no one has been paying attention because these kinds of shows, these Tumblr fanfics, these multi-million-dollar therapy sessions with self-insert characters, they've existed for years. And I would say that probably 50 to 75% of the cartoons that have been greenlit in the last 10 years are these kinds of cartoons. And it's basically the creator has issues they want to work through or they want to see themselves on screen, and they're going to burn company money, shareholder money to do it. It's just weird because, our channel really kind of took off talking about, just how strange it was in kids' cartoons that we had to have a lot of these themes. And it really felt like they were pitching these series as kids' cartoons, but they really were for young adults, teenagers. And that's how they snuck them under the radar. Like, oh, this is for 7-year-olds. Honest, really, it's for 27-year-olds, who are working through their gender ideology or gender identity, right? So the accounts note the show is aimed at children. Netflix has rated TV Y7 and called for people to cancel their Netflix subscriptions. Musk tweeted, "This is not okay," and cancel Netflix for the health of your kids, while also resharing posts to his X profile calling for people to ditch Netflix. And now all these accounts are digging up these Netflix shows from years ago that have LGBTQ, very overt LGBTQ themes in them. And see also Cartoon Network. Apparently they haven't figured out Steven Universe exists yet, which is kind of the forebear to all of this. And it's just very weird to see. It's like, oh my God, guys, this is a huge problem. Most of these shows have been canceled, by the way. It's crazy. Anyway, they said Dead End Paranormal Park is pushing pro-transgender on kids. It's being promoted on Netflix Kids now. Is it? Again, the show was canceled like 2 or 3 years ago. Netflix had no comment on the matter when contacted by Variety because the show has been canceled. The show is not being actively promoted by the streamer, but all episodes remain available to stream on the platform. I have mostly been very okay and found it all quite funny while really appreciating everyone who has reached out. But the extremely nasty, weird, homophobic, and anti-Semitic emails have started rolling in, and it's getting a little scary, so I apologize. They're not mentioning that Hamish Seal did not like Charlie Kirk very much and made sure to attack Charlie Kirk. It's like, it's just very weird. It's just very weird to see. Here are the Blue Sky tweets. Are they tweets? What are they? Butterflies. Letting it fly. Hamish, I will say today is much worse. I'm going to basically be down on the down low for the foreseeable. My apologies. My Instagram comments are now flooded with replies saying I'm Charlie Kirk and that I celebrated his death, which I never did. Well, we'll talk about that. And all I can think of is Evie oddly shouting, "What has this got to do with anything?" I've mostly been very okay today. Found it all quite funny. I don't think so. Actually, I remember Hamish being very angry that Netflix canceled their show. I remember that. Yeah, Steven Universe was kind of I would say was kind of the prototype. Steven Universe at first, I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. And this is, Steven Universe is not a show for kids. I don't think it is. I think it's one of these shows that kind of like it. They tried to market it to kids, but it's obvious that the target demographic is young adults, right? We don't really slam on Steven Universe that much because it is its own original thing. It's not like She-Ra where they took pre-existing characters and then they just turn them into like Tumblr self-inserts. But it's just so weird because we cover this stuff. We talk about this stuff all the time. And for us, it's just like, yeah, this is literally Tuesday, and everybody's like losing their shit over the gay Netflix cartoons. I'm like, where the hell have you been? It's just very weird. It's very weird to see. Yeah. So here, breaking news, everybody. Elon Musk has canceled his Netflix account after it was revealed that the platform is carrying a they produced show called Dead End Paranormal Park, advertised for 7-year-olds. I guarantee you 7-year-olds did not watch a show. That is just my personal opinion. I think, again, this is one of those things where it was made for a particular audience. Apparently there's not enough of that particular audience to keep it on the air, but then to be look, if I'm being completely fair, Netflix will cancel anything at the drop of a hat. They're like, this thing costs way too much money or whatever, but it's led to a boycott, stocks dropping. So this is what Hamish said, apparently, that they were not celebrating Kirk's death. This looks a little bit celebratory to me. Why the fuck are you even commenting on this, dickhead? Your sympathy for any of the families being slaughtered by your weapons, but a random Nazi gets shot and it's a public statement. You're such a fucking evil shit. If that's true. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just like, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that it took people this long. We'll run a couple clips. Now they're going through and they're trying to find ferret out every years old gay cartoon. Very, very weird to me. But again, this is kind of like, kind of where we're at with things is we cover this stuff all the time. And we just kind of take, I guess, just for a matter of factly, we know this stuff exists, but we also know, I don't think kids are watching most of it, but they do bring up Cocomelon, which I did not realize that they've got, a kid in a tutu on Cocomelon. Let me see here. I'll see if I can bring that up. All right. Libs of TikTok. So what's this one? Strawberry shortcake now. Are they literally going through? I guess everybody's going through like every Netflix cartoon. This is a scene from a movie on Netflix called Strawberry Shortcake and the Beast of Berry Bog. It promotes boys cross-dressing as girls to express themselves. Wait, this is Strawberry Shortcake too? What the? Wait, I gotta see this. I gotta see this. All right.
For Rightful 101. Welcome to your crash course in holiday self-expression.
You look amazing! But what does this have to do with Frightful?
Hello! For Rightful, costumes, dressing up, and your look doesn't need to be scary. See? Honeybee lightly stressed for my fave movie.
Okay, Strawberry Shortcake. Strawberry Shortcake, I was not aware. I was not aware they were doing this in Strawberry Shortcake. Wow. Okay. Transformers Earthspark, we've covered this. They actually cut the non-binary Transformer. They cut that out of the Japanese and Chinese version of it. So here, for those of you who haven't seen the Transformers Earthspark, this was a whole thing. And this I believe led to the series just dying because people were like, what the heck is going on here?
Place. It's hard to know who's dangerous or not.
That's true, though disappointing.
Hey, it's okay. I know I'm safe when I'm with my friends or other non-binary people.
Non-binary?
People who aren't female or male. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have assumed.
I always knew my pronouns felt right, but what a wonderful word for a wonderful experience.
Okay. So it's like, no, Rainbow Bright, now, it would just, Geeky and I joke about that all the time. Like if they were going to bring Rainbow Bright out now, it was going to be very colorful, I'm sure. Let's see here. What else do we got? Strawberry Shortcake. They're going through. Yeah, here's the Netflix stock. It's dropping. Again, Earthspark, non-binary Transformers. Apparently they were going through and they were finding like Jurassic Park. They have a Jurassic Park cartoon too. I can't find it on here, but here, what's this one? This is they're literally going through every Netflix family movie at this point. This is like a running joke that Netflix is super, super woke. That they're always race swapping. They're always, this is so weird. We're only paying attention now. I don't understand. I'm trying to find the Paranormal Park clip. Apparently Libs of TikTok cranks out about 50,000 tweets per hour because I can't find. Oh, here we go. What's this one? Okay. This is, Ada Twist Scientist, a show for 7-year-olds on Netflix, has young students coming together for the teacher's gay wedding. They did that on Arthur too. I think it was on Arthur. Let's see what else we got here. But here we go. Wait, is this it? Yeah, Jurassic World. Okay, let's see. I saw this. I was kind of surprised by this, but maybe we're just numb to it. Maybe we're just numb to it because we're so used to it. We have been following this for so long that for us, it's just like I said, it's just like a Tuesday. It's like, oh yeah, there's, drag queens in the show for 3-year-olds. Of course there is. And there have been since like 2017, 2018. Imagine that. It's like, imagine that. And I guess my thing is like parent. Okay. So as a parent, if you don't want your kids watch this kind of stuff, why aren't you watching your kids? Are you not watching what they're watching? Because most of this stuff is years old. So why was nobody paying attention? If it really, you know what I'm saying? I just don't understand why it took this long for people to catch on that there was a lot of this kind of content in Netflix cartoons and also Cartoon Network and also, Nickelodeon and every other one, Disney Channel, all of it.
Folks, you need to check this out. We just sent our kids to bed. This Jurassic World was still playing and we came across this.
You were trying to tell me something before. What? Earlier in the list, before the Nothosaurus went all crazy. It seems super important.
T.
It was. Sammy, I'm falling for you.
Lord have mercy.
Sorry. It's actually kind of boring when they just have
Jurassic World, you know?
It's kind of boring when they just have plain old lesbians in cartoons. You gotta plus it. Yeah, but I mean, this is very common. And again, I'm just sort of like, we've talked about this stuff for a while. I don't care, depending on the age of the demographic for the show. Not all entertainment's made for all people. If it's made for teenagers or young adults, but where the issue is if you're using millions of dollars into a platform, a massive platform to push stuff on kids that maybe parents aren't comfortable with. But then again, the parents, if they're not comfortable with it, need to be sitting down with the kids and actually paying attention to what they're watching. So that's a them problem too. Zoo says, can we go back to dinosaurs? Yeah, dinosaurs would be great. Why do we gotta have, a romance subplot? But yeah, I mean, this has been going on for a while. We've been covering it. I guess I'm like, see also She-Ra, see also Steven Universe. And then with this kind of content, because it does have a young adult audience, it brings the shippers out, right? And then the shippers are like the worst people. So I guess my feeling on this is maybe they'll go after libs of TikTok and Elon Musk and they'll leave us alone for a while, because you're not allowed to say anything. You're not allowed to say anything about cartoon shows without getting a bunch of crazy people doxing you and trying to harass your kids and everything else. Thank you very much, RPG TV Views. Why did I come in on the non-binary cartoon? Yeah, we covered that. Transformers. That was a weird one. That was a weird one. Blame the frogs, maybe. Yeah, let's see here. Well, that's it. Yeah, a lot of them are in the Netflix kids section, making parents think it's safe for children. I guess my thing, and it's not, I'm just shocked that it took people this long, because I know these shows are several years old, and the one that got Elon Musk's attention was canceled like 3 years ago. I don't think Netflix is greenlighting this stuff like they used to. I think we had a wave. And, Geeky and I have covered this at length. We had a wave of like quote unquote woke cartoons that blew through post Steven Universe, because there's all kinds of money being thrown around, venture capital money and, subsidy money and all that to, push these kinds of creators. And then they always 9 times out of 10 make shows for themselves and their friends. If you look at High Guardian Spice, especially, that was very obvious self-insert. Paranormal Dead End Park, or whatever the hell it's called, Paranormal Trailer Park or whatever, is an obvious self-insert, right? They're not making shows for the audiences anymore. They're making, what the audience would be children, they're making shows for themselves and what they would have liked to have seen as a kid, because apparently they wanted this kind of content when they were kids. See, Apes of Wrath says, I watched with my daughter and we laughed and clapped over it enthusiastically for the lesbian kiss. Were you shipping those too? I have no idea. I don't follow Jurassic World shipper park. Hey, thank you very much. Didn't have to do it. Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Remember when cartoons were for kids? Those were some good times. Yeah. It's and I think it should be up to the parents. I'm just very surprised that nobody was paying attention. High Guardian Spice had not make fantasy. They buried High Guardian Spice. I swear to God, they buried it for years, and they only dumped it when they were getting ready to sell Crunchyroll because they knew it was not good. But actually, Geeky subjected herself to the whole thing, and she said it actually was not the worst of the Tumblr cartoons. But this era of cartoons is already done, in my opinion. It's already over and done with. Probably the worst offender, though, I would say, is probably Coco Melon, because that is actually targeting 3-year-olds, and it's kind of like, it's kind of weird. And I've said before, like, they had like a drag show or something in Blue's Clues, and I'm like, why? What? But again, as a dad, I would have been like, what the hell is going on here? Again, you're not paying attention. Yeah. Okay, so we got that one. Thank you very much. Let's see here. non-binary show. Ollie, is it Ollie? The Owl House is LGBTQ cartoon done right. Owl House, again, I don't have a problem with like Owl House or Steven Universe or something like that. That's clearly an older audience, you know, a teenage or young adult audience. I figure at that point, and if it's something new and they're not taking an existing IP, like She-Ra is probably the biggest offender, and they don't even like. Mattel doesn't even acknowledge that the Netflix version of She-Ra at all. I mean, honestly, the Netflix version of She-Ra is like a parody of She-Ra if it was done on Netflix. It's just like all the characters were different. You had like one of every kind of person, and the shippers were just completely insane. And I am very glad. I am very glad that it is gone, because that fandom was very toxic, in my opinion. Goldbear Animation, thank you. Didn't have to do that. 12 plus years on YouTube. May I come on for an interview? Yeah, but maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I'll check out what your stuff. I watch channel every day. I'd love to talk YouTube shop versus YouTube slop, right? So YouTube shop versus YouTube slop. Yeah, YouTube is definitely changing. I feel bad for people that put a lot of work into animations now, because it's just like AI weird cartoons. You want to talk, so that's the thing too. Maybe nobody was actually paying attention to these cartoons because kids aren't actually watching them. They're watching really weird AI YouTube cartoons of like babies with teacup heads and, you know, cats exploding and all kinds of weird. I've seen some weird stuff, man. I've seen some weird stuff.